Pulse allows you to create and share real-time interactive dashboards with your team. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to connect to your data source, create dashboards using SQL queries, and then have a quick look at some of the existing demos. Notice in the top right, I'm currently logged in as an admin. You need to be administrator to be able to edit dashboards and add connections. I then go to connections, and I can see the only existing connection is the demo database that's supplied with Pulse. So I click Add Data Connection. You select the type, in this case KDB. You specify the host name, so cloudkdb.com, and you specify the port. You would then specify the username and password for security. You can click Test, and you can click Add. That database then becomes available under this name to all dashboards. I can now click on the top left dashboards link to get a list of my existing dashboards. Currently there are none. The entries below are quick buttons to add existing demos, but we'll create a new one. This has now created a dashboard named Poseidon, and if I click, I can then go into that dashboard. By default, it shows a welcome screen. To then go into edit mode, I have to go to the top right, and there's a button that toggles between view mode and edit mode. Under edit mode, there is a bar at the top which displays the various components I can add. So if I click table, I can quickly add a table, click time series, and I just simply click to place it where I want it to go. And I can do this for the various chart types. If I want to remove an entry, I simply click X and delete it. By default, when a widget is created, it should automatically have a reasonably suitable query for the given database. So this is a KDB database, and it's created a simple query for that visualization type. If I then save and go back out, now when we click into the dashboard, it has all the changes that we saved. Okay, now let's consider how to edit a single widget. So if I click on the time series chart, you can see that it's formed mostly from a query. So if I simply update the query, and let's take today's date plus the number of days, and then let's create a sine wave, and I save the query, and the chart is instantly updated. And I can continue to do this. I could take the number of points as an argument or generate it randomly. And every time it refreshes, it will retrieve the new value. And I can add additional lines on the graph. And we'll use cosine instead. And you'll see it now plots it differently. So when I had a single line, it plots it shaded because there's only a single line. When there's two lines, it does not shade them so that you can see the difference. And maybe let's make the resolution a bit better. But you can see how quickly I can iterate, and it uses the name of the columns for the name of the line. Similarly, we can update or modify the table. I can wipe out the full table and just create a list of symbols. We can then add values, and it instantly populates an update. So I'm pressing Control Enter. You can press Save Query, and we'll do the same. We can do this for more and more values. If you want to then set a styling, you can click on it and you can set how you want it displayed, which we may want currency, or on symbol, we may want to tag it with colors depending on the value. Again, when it updates with new values, it's highlighted appropriately. You can also, so over here, if I increase the frequency, you can see it updates more often. And I can also change what type of chart is rendered. I now save my changes, and if I look back in, You can see all of those edits have been updated. This doesn't look very good to me, so I will go into the dashboard history. I think I will restore the original version, and it's back to being the slightly better original version. So hopefully that shows you how quickly you can develop dashboards based on your data and share it with others. The quickest way to see what Pulse is capable of is by looking at the built-in demos. You can add these by clicking Add Dashboard. It's also very useful to base any dashboards you want and to use them as a starting point. So we have an example Blotter, an example trade and quote graph, where it shows the bid and ask and buys and sells near it, a price grid, and so on. And there are examples for almost all of the chart types, and we expect to expand these demos in future. To try Pulse for yourself, go to timestore.com/pulse, and you can download the software and try it there.